this is just my quick opinion on the decision made by the courts yesterday against YouTube and Meta. So they were found liable, we'll call it guilty, of knowingly creating a product that's going to get people addicted or hooked. So there's a case that was brought against them by a gal who said that when she was younger, that it caused her to get addicted, and now she has addiction problem or something like that. She's, I believe, 20 years old right now. So what it's done, first of all, is Meta has lost about $70 billion in market cap value as of today. So one day later. So what does that mean in stock? About 8 or 9% of the stock value, which kills me. So quite a bit. Aside from that, I think what's going to happen now is this. If this is going to be a precedent, we're screwed. We really are. So it's going to really change how social media is going to work for all of us. My warning is to parents, if you got young kids and you're going to let them be on social media, why don't you be responsible and make sure that they don't do the things that you don't want them to do? Limit their time on social media. I know your reasoning, you'll say, hey, well, they're going to go to a friend's house and they're going to be able to do this and that. Well, you know what? Instill the values in them. I'll give you an example. I have a relative who I thought they would let their kids run wild and rampant on social media. I asked their 12-year-old, are you allowed to do this? They said, oh no, we don't get to. I said, what about when you go to your friend's house? No, we don't really do that. So I asked his younger brother, how about you? No. So what does that mean? The parent instilled the values of not so much time on social media. There are other important things. So they have the value instilled in them by their parent, in this case, or parents. So, quit pointing the finger at everybody else and everything else for something that you can actually take a partial control, majority control, and you should take majority of the blame. Again, I think what's going to happen is if Meta is unable to change this verdict, it's going to mean a drastic change in how social media works for all of us. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you agree, disagree? Does it lie heavily on parents? They're your kids. Meta doesn't own your kids. Of course, there's a business model, and they're going to have to try to get people, of course, connected, hooked. Yeah, but if I have that value instilled in me by my parents as a child, and my parents guide me, I know that I'm not going to do that, or I have other things to do, better things. As an adult, I know, well, you know what? I shouldn't spend that much time on there. I enjoy it, but I'm not going to allow myself to become addicted. Of course, easier said than done. It has a lot to do with your mental health and all that, mental acuity and things. So I don't know. I could just ramble on and on about this, but I think this is very, very troubling if something like this is allowed to continue, meaning that parents and people, organizations are allowed to control that type of media. That's it. Let me know.